starting off my top 10 least favorite Pokemon of Generation 5 is Gothitelle. Like most Pokemon on this list, by selecting a certain Pokemon, it also nominates its entire evolutionary line. My main problem with Gothitelle and its evolutionary line is that they're all too human-like. Um, Also, its Pokedex entry is pretty creepy. It can see the future from the movement of the stars. When it learns its trainer's lifespan, it cries in sadness. At number 9 is another dark Pokemon, Yamask. Like Gothitelle, it has some fairly unsettling Pokedex entries, especially once you learn the truth behind its mask. Each of them carry a mask that used to be its face when it was a human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. Yeah, that mask is a human face. And for being straight up creepy, Yamask takes the number 9 spot in our top 10 worst Pokemon of Gen 5. The number 8 spot is for a ground type Pokemon, Roggenrola. Again, an unfortunate Pokedex entry, and me not being able to look past what I had learnt put this little guy on the list. The hexagonal shaped hole is its ear. It has a tendency to walk in the direction the sound is coming from. This may not seem like a big deal, but for some reason it really disturbed me. I thought it was possibly an eye, or more likely some sort of speaker system. As for its evolutions, I don't really like this middle evolution, but definitely like this final one. But all this time, one question kept popping up. If this is meant to be an ear, are these meant to also be ears, or have they changed into eyes somehow? It still confuses me, so it has to go on the list. Number 7 is Seismitoad. Nothing really disturbing about its Pokédex entry. The main and really only reason it got on this list, especially this high, is that it's, well, ugly. I get that the balls attached to it are meant to hold its surplus energy, but I still can't look past the fact that it's just a frog covered in balls. I don't really mind Seismitoad's baby or middle form, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still ugly as hell. Number 6 of this unfortunate countdown of disappointing Pokemon Gen 5 has produced is Pignite. Now, don't get me wrong, Pig is still cute, and its final evolution, Emboar, is pretty badass. But, well, when I see Pignite, all I see is... Alright, number 5 on this countdown, I think everyone saw coming. Garbodor. I mean, just listen to its name. Garbage, odor. Yeah, that sounds like something on a catch and keep on me 24/7. I do, however, find its pre-evolution, Trubbish, extremely cute, and get how it would come to look like Garbodor. I mean, look at Trubbish's hands. Now, the majority of Garbodor. Both represent trash. Now look at the top of Garbodor's head and its tail. Looks like that's all that's left of the bag. Like it has grown so big that it's pretty much, well, exploded out of what was once Trubbish and blessed Gen 5 with its presence. Now, just because I get where they're coming from with Garbodor doesn't mean that I particularly like it. That's why it's so high up on this list. I mean, number 5 is not a place you really want to be. They started with a pile of garbage, and then they thought, you know what? If we add some arms and eyes, instant Pokemon. No, no, it does not work like that. Number 4 may surprise some people, but I don't know, ever since I first saw it, I just did not like it. Servine. I get the name, serpent, vine, like a grass type snake, yeah. But when I saw its pre-evolution, I didn't quite know what to expect. It looks a bit like a raptor, lizard, bit of snake. I just, had more hope for its evolution. I like how it ended up as, like a Rayquaza sort of thing, but I just do not like its middle evolution, Servine. One standout feature is those arms. I mean, it loses them in its final evolution, and they look like leaves. They probably don't even work. I mean, why even have them? At number 3, there is a group of 3 Pokemon. Makes sense. The first one being Tornadus, and I guess you can figure out the other two, Thundurus and Landis, or Landorus. Well, these 3 Pokemon are basically the same thing, aren't they? Yes, yes, I thought so. Now, just looking at them, they look a bit like genies on clouds. Like my number 10, they do look very human-like, and I don't really like that in Pokemon. I don't know, I always thought Pokemon were more beasts, and that's why you could keep them as almost slaves. Anyway, one weird thing I did find in the Pokedex is their numbers don't really match up. It goes Tornadus at 641, then Thundurus 642, and then Landorus 645. Yeah, well, I don't know. On to number 2. Number 2 on my list is another widely hated Pokemon, Kling and its pre-evolutions, Kling and Clang. I mean, their designs are so simple. Kling is 2 cogs. Clang is a cog and a bigger cog. And you know what they say about Kling Clang. Okay, we're down to the last Pokemon. My number 1 least favorite Pokemon from Gen 5 is Cofagris. I'm sure I just butchered that name. It's the evolution of my number 9 Pokemon, Yamask. Um, well, what is there to say about it? It's a sarcophagus, or coffin, with, well, weird ghost arms. Its Pokédex entry is kind of creepy as well. Grave robbers who mistake them for real coffins and get too close end up trapped inside their bodies. That to me is straight up creepy as hell, and for that reason and the fact that they're a creepy ghost coffin, that just scares the balls off me. This is my number 1 least favorite Pokemon from Generation 1. Of course, this is only my opinion. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comment section below, saying your least favorites and any that you thought should have been on this list or should not have been on this list. Next week I'll do another one. You pick the next generation I should do. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just leave that number in the comment section. I'll look through all the comments, pick the most, well, popular generation to do, and do that one next week. So until then, I've been Snaker. I will see you guys later.